If you want to see a part 2 to this, then I don't know, get this video to like 1,000 likes because this shit took way. In the last video, I said I had around 10 games to choose from. The 4 that I ended up choosing were Rickety Rat, Judy, Barnstars, and Rainbow Friends. So in this video, we'll be going over the rest of the games I didn't talk about. That's right, instead of going over 4 games, we'll be going over 6 of the most forgotten Roblox horror games, and what exactly happened to them. It's gonna be such a pain in the ass today. And if you guys have any suggestions on Roblox horror games that you consider to be forgotten, let me know down in the comments. But since we have 6 games to get through, let's not waste any time. With the first game being Timmy. Timmy is a Roblox horror game that was released back in 2021 and was developed by Wonderworks Studios, who are known for making Roblox games such as I'm gonna be so honest, I have no idea what any of these games are. What sets Timmy apart, however, is that it was a collaborative project between Wonderworks Studios and Cryptids, out of all people, featuring his character Timmy. Now, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a big fan of Cryptids because I have no idea where Timmy originated from, so instead, let's take a trip to the Roblox wiki. Timmy is one of the main protagonists in Cryptids' second channel called Creaky. Timmy is an 8-year-old boy, he loves Roblox, and lives next door to Cryptids. And apparently Timmy is based on the character Timmy from South Park, according to Cryptids on Twitter. If I'm being honest, I see zero resemblance. Now back to the game. Timmy was heavily inspired by the Roblox game Piggy. As if you were a Cryptids fan back then you would know how much Cryptids loved Piggy. So it made sense his first ever game would be inspired by the game he and his fan base plays the most. Before its public release, however, the game was available for early access at a low price of 25 Robux, promising a few exclusive rewards for those who bought it early. Players who purchased early access received a special tag and an exclusive monster skin. And the reason I know this was because I was one of the people who bought this shit for early access. Now I know what you're asking, why did I spend 25 Robux to play a Piggy clone? Well, there was a small group of delusional Cryptids fans that believed that Timmy had the potential to overtake Piggy at the time, including myself. Now I know that might seem like a wild take, but hear me out. During this time, Piggy's final chapter for book 2 was about to come to an end. The future for Piggy was very uncertain at the time, as it looked like Minitoon would stop updating the game once the story for Piggy was finally over, and shift his focus from Piggy to his brand new game at the time, Piggy Intercity. It almost looked like once book 2 was finally finished, Piggy would slowly become forgotten. But as we all know, that did not end up happening. Piggy still got regular updates even after chapter 2 ended. There was even a point where Minitoon did say that there would be no more Piggy updates.
Roblox Piggy is officially over. It's ended. It's done. No more updates.
But that also ended up not being true. Anyways, back to Timmy. And if Timmy really had the potential to take Piggy's place once the story ended, I couldn't pass up the chance to own a potentially rare item that no one else would have once the game fully released. So I gambled 25 Robux on that chance. And when Timmy finally released to the public, boom! Timmy reached 1 million visits 5 days after its beta release. During the week alone, the game had an active player base of over 50,000 players. It easily surpassed Piggy, and it looked like I was right. He's gonna do it, guys. He's gonna surpass Piggy! Okay, so like, the game fucking died. Like, no joke, shit went from like 50k to 1k in a week, bro. So exactly what went wrong with Timmy? Well, apparently there were some issues the game needed to fix. For example, the monster being way too overpowered and the game being very buggy at launch. Apparently Wonderworks and Cryptids didn't have a strong communication over the game, as when chapter 2 released, Cryptids wasn't even informed of this.
Wait, what? It updated? I had no idea it was gonna update today. I literally, y'all ain't gonna believe me. Nobody's gonna believe me, but I actually had no idea it was gonna update today.
Anyways, after chapter 2 came out, Wonderworks announced that the game didn't meet their standards and that they were gonna ban Timmy as a result. I think I remember Cryptids saying that he had the whole story of Timmy planned out, but it never got to see the light of day, and even released the whole story script for the game. Apparently Timmy was supposed to have 11 chapters, and yes, I read through the whole entire fucking script. There wasn't anything notable about the story, aside from the fact that one of the villains would have been Metal/Evil Timmy at some point. And if this concept sounds familiar to you, and also the fact that Cryptids would have been in prison. The game is still up for anyone to play. Now after 2 years of the game being abandoned, how does the game hold up? Well, for one, for some reason Cryptids now shirtless.
We were searching the place for a cashier, but we couldn't find any.
Oh yeah, maybe put on a fucking shirt, Cryptids. The monster's still overpowered. I never realized how shit the jump scares were. Man, we were never gonna be Piggy at this rate. Anyways, with Wonderworks abandoning the project and Cryptids now owing me 25 Robux, this eventually led Timmy to be forgotten. You owe me 25 Robux, Cryptids. Cult of the Cryptids is a survival horror game on Roblox that was inspired by the works of Trevor Henderson, the artist behind popular internet cryptids like Siren Head, Cartoon Cat, and Bridgeworm, and was first released in 2020. Apparently the same people who worked on Judy also worked on Cult of the Cryptids, and the reason I know that is because of this video, where Phantom Archives themselves said, "Hi, I am the creator. I agree with a lot of what you said. Great video, subscribe," which is something you guys should do, as I'm trying to reach 20,000 subscribers before summer starts. So if you've been enjoying this video so far, consider subscribing. Alright, back to the video. And after playing googling it to get some footage for this game, Cult of the Cryptids has officially won the award of the worst horror game I've ever played.
Guys,
Oh shit, don't worry. Pa 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 pa. This doesn't do shit. So if this game was this popular, what exactly happened to Cult of the Cryptids? Well, for one, there was a lot of drama surrounding this game, particularly about how it was making its money. Many players criticized for it having a ton of unnecessary game passes while offering low replayability. The game now only averages around 20 to 70 active players. The developers of the game, DDP, how the fuck you say that? Fuck it, I give up. Started a new game called Siren Head Redemption, which is where they now put most of their focus on, leaving Cult of the Cryptids to be forgotten. The Maze was released back in 2017 and was developed by Hypersilica. The Maze became one of the most popular Roblox horror games at the time, amassing over 248 million visits. So how did The Maze go from being one of the biggest horror games on the platform to being mostly forgotten nowadays? The Maze released at a time where there weren't really many Roblox horror games to compete with, making it stand out at the time. However, the last time this game got an update was in 2022, almost 3 fucking years. Except there is a reason why this game hasn't gotten an update in almost 3 years, but we'll get into that later. But for those who are unfamiliar with The Maze doesn't have an ending. So, what do you actually do in the game? Well, there are various puzzles around the maze that lead to absolutely nothing, and that's because the maze is still incomplete. Apparently, the full version of the maze was supposed to have multiple endings, more monsters, and various interactable elements inside the caves. So what exactly happened? Well, we actually do have an answer for that. In the Maze Discord server, the developer posted a Q&A answering some of the community's biggest questions. Do the monsters have genders? No, they don't. And is there an end to the maze? He responded, as of now, no. But I plan to add an ending, maybe even several. But as we all know, none of these were ever added. So why did the developer of the maze, Hypersilica, stop updating it? The reason as to why? Life, man. Hypersilica seems to have a busy life outside of Roblox dev, and doesn't really have time to create his fully completed vision for the maze. And now with the rise of newer Roblox horror games, the maze now blends in with every generic Roblox horror game on the platform, no longer making it unique like it did all those years ago. One user by the name of Lumberall711 has made his own version of the maze called The Maze Reimagined. I played it for a couple of minutes, and it's pretty fun. The game's still in early development, so there are some bugs here and there. Holy fucking hell, bro, what is that? But I still highly recommend you guys check it out. But anyways, maybe one day Hypersilica will bring his full vision to life, as he insists on his Discord that the game isn't dead. But until then, with the lack of updates, this eventually led the maze to be forgotten. Forgotten Memories is one of the most popular FNAF fan games on Roblox and was developed by Cubix Games. Before its release, the game was heavily promoted on TikTok, showcasing the animatronics, animations, and environments of the game. Now, this is all speculation since I don't have any solid proof of this, but I definitely remember this game blowing up all over TikTok. I can't find the original TikToks anymore now that the full game is out, but I remember them existing, as those TikToks were the very first time I was introduced to Forgotten Memories. These sneak peeks racked up millions of views and hundreds of thousands of likes, with people being highly impressed by the game's quality. This was impressive because while many had attempted to recreate FNAF on Roblox, even FNAF itself at one point, but that's a story for another video, none had put this amount of effort. The game took a while to launch, finally releasing in July of 2022, and Forgotten Memories became an instant hit with tons of YouTubers covering it at the time. Not long after, the developers released an update that would completely change the gameplay, Maze Mode, featuring nightmare animatronics, and this update was such a banger. Since then, however, there hasn't been any major updates in over a year. It's unclear if Forgotten Memories has been abandoned. I checked their socials and they haven't mentioned anything about the game aside from looking for testers. So I'm assuming it's still in active development. It's just taking a long time for the next update to drop. Or maybe they're currently working on a new game, who knows. But while also researching for this game, I came across another game with the same title, Forgotten Memories. And if you put these titles side by side, they kinda look identical. Coincidence? Probably. But since we don't have any more information on Forgotten Memories, I think I'll consider this game to be forgotten for now. If you ever asked me what my favorite Roblox horror game of all time is, it would have to be Us Are Toys. It's a Roblox horror game that released back in 2022 and was created by And if you watched the previous part, then you might already know who OK What originally was. If you don't, I'll give you a brief summary. OK What used to go under the name Suglos and was responsible for creating the game Rickety Rat. The game was known for its dark and edgy humor, but one joke would get the game and his entire account deleted forever, which would make Suglos create a new account under the name and republish Rickety Rat, but in doing so would cause frequent bans on his account. Fearing he might get falsely terminated again, Suglos decided to stop working on Rickety Rat for good, and shifted his focus to a new game with a similar concept called Us Are Toys, which also ended up being another success. The main reason Rickety Rat and Us Are Toys became so popular in the first place was the mascots used to promote these games were already widely recognized. Rickety Rat is essentially a model based on the face from Five Nights at Treasure Island, while Billy the Rabbit from Us Are Toys is just Bond from the Walton Files. The creator acknowledges this and credits every design in the game's description. With all that being said though, Us Are Toys is no joke my favorite Roblox horror game of all time. I mean, look at the scenery, man. This shit's so beautiful. While replaying Us Are Toys for footage for this video, I guess similar to Rickety Rat, they had to do some censoring as a lot of the blood stuff in Us Are Toys is completely censored or just cut out from the game. But if Us Are Toys was so popular, then what exactly happened to it? Simply put, it ended. Surprisingly. In an era where games are often stretched out for years, Us Are Toys wrapped up quickly, concluding in just 2 chapters instead of just being endlessly expanded. The story was supposed to continue in another game called Bus Drivers and the Field Trip of Madness, which apparently got renamed to Wacky Worlds. Now I want to apologize since in my last video I did not know that Bus Drivers and the Field Trip of Madness got renamed to Wacky Worlds. That's how forgotten this fucking game is. 200,000 views and no one corrected me except for 2 people. But sadly, Wacky Worlds underperformed for the team standards. So now as of late, they've been shifting their focus onto other new projects such as The Normal Train and Nublatro, which you guys should totally check out. They're really fun. But in doing so, left Us Are Toys to be abandoned and forgotten forever. NightLight NightLight is a Roblox horror game that was released back in 2023 and was developed by Nokian Studios and was one of the games trying to join in on the hype on the old retro Roblox horror look that was trending at the time. Games like Resident Massacre, Jim's Computer, and the biggest one sadly, Weird Strict Dad. Somehow this game managed to get like a lot of success. I mean like 2,000 to 3,000 active players every week. Now you would think with this kind of success that developers would be eager to quickly slop out a chapter 2. But no, surprisingly chapter 1 is where it all stopped. So what exactly happened to NightLight? Well, we actually don't know. NightLight is the one game out of all these forgotten horror games that I had the most confusing time finding info on. If you click on their Twitter link on their group, it leads you to an account that has nothing to do with NightLight, but with Weird Strict Grandma. And if you go into the Weird Strict Grandma page and click on their group Big Mom Games, all you'll see is just Weird Strict Dad Slop games. It's a mystery as to what exactly happened to NightLight, so I'll just conclude it as a one and done project. And I highly doubt this game will receive a chapter 2, but only time can really tell. But until then, I think I'll consider this game to be forgotten. Well, that's everything. Finally, before I end this video, I want to give a huge shoutouts to B-Rob who helped me with the research for this video. This video took 2 fucking months to make. Without him, this video wouldn't be possible. Doing 4 games by myself took me like a month. So imagine doing 6 games, bruh. If you guys want to see a part 3, get this video to like 5,000 likes. I highly doubt we'll hit it since sequel videos don't do as well as the original. But if we do hit it, I'll go back to 4 games. Because 6 games was fucking brutal. But if we somehow hit 20,000 subscribers before March 10th, I'll do 10 games. Which I fucking know we won't 100% hit. But if we do somehow miraculously hit the 10 games mark, I'm gonna need your help since I used up all my forgotten games. So recommend me some in the comments. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, don't forget to join the Roblox group, and I'll see you guys next time whenever I upload, which will probably not be soon. Alright. Bye!
I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day.